Hey guys, it's your boy FTO. Today it's a big one. We are taking a look at the new Nike Mercurial Superfly 5 in the latest CR7 Chapter 3 Discovery colorway. It's been a big month really for Ronaldo, signing a new Nike deal for life and also signing a new contract with Real Madrid. So what better way than to get a new release in your story made for you. So yeah, we're gonna check these bad boys out. Obviously you can buy them from Level Soccer. I'll leave the link in the description below. That's where I got these bad boys from, and if you use the 10% discount code FTOTV10 you will be able to get 10% off your purchase. But without any further ado, let's get straight to the review. So guys, here we are with the Nike Mercurial Superfly 5 in the CR7 Chapter 3 Discovery colorway. Now most of you will already know that I do usually go up half a size when I get my boots, but for these Superfly 5s I do prefer go with my actual size, so I've got them in the UK 9 as you can see there. Opening the box, the first thing you do get is a string bag. Let's have a look at that. As you can see straight away, it's seaweed green in color. The string itself is also seaweed green, which is a kind of off green, I will say. You have got a Nike swoosh there in the middle in Volt yellow, CR7 branding there at the bottom in silver, and as you can see straight away along the actual string bag there is a silver graphic also, which can also be seen on the lateral side of the boots, which you'll see later. There is a date on the side of the string bag which is of significance, and it's the 6th of August 2003, which we'll get into a bit more detail later on in this video. So all in all guys, I must say it is pretty, cool, this string bag, and definitely one I'll be looking after. All that's left within the actual box, guys, are the boots, so let's get them out. So guys, here we are with Chapter 3 of the CR7 series. Let me know if you're a fan of the colours, the look of the boot in the comments below. The best place to start with these bad boys is to talk about the inspiration behind the design and the colours of these boots. Earlier guys, I did show you a date on the string bag, and it can also be located on the back of the heel area there, as you can see, the 6th of August 2003. Now on that date, or rather on that day, Manchester United played Sporting Lisbon, Ronaldo's ex-team, in a friendly, which they actually, Sporting Lisbon went on to go and win 3-1. It was a game where Ronaldo performed amazingly. Honestly, he did not score. However, he was, showing his skills, his ability on the ball, showing his composure at such a young age. And eventually, the Manchester United players on the plane back to Manchester told Alex Ferguson, you have got to sign this guy. He is so good and so talented. I actually remember watching that game and thinking the exact same thing. And before you know it, he obviously signed him, and the rest is obviously history. Now, that's where the colours used on this boot came from. That's where the inspiration came from. From that jersey, you can obviously see Ronaldo wearing in that game. Manchester United then went on to sign Ronaldo, and he became the most expensive teenage transfer at that time. The lateral side of the boot, guys, is seaweed green. To be honest, in low light, it will look black in all honesty. You then also have these silver dots which could be seen on the string bag. However, the ones on the boots are actually reflective, which is really cool. On the medial side of the boot, you've got the standard Superfly 5 design with the split, and you can see clearly there that that has Volt yellow and seaweed green fading into a darker shade of green in this area here. The dynamic fit color is seaweed green in color. That can be clearly seen with a kind of grey accent color going along the dynamic fit color there and around the rim. Most of the branding is actually done in Volt yellow, so you've got the Nike swoosh there in Volt yellow, the Mercurial branding in Volt yellow also, and that's actually not woven in, it's actually kind of stuck there, so I guess over time that could come off, but I'm guessing, if you look after your boots, that should be fine. You've also got the dates, as I said there, in Volt yellow, and those lines that you can see there on the back of the heel in silver are also reflective. CR7 branding there with the kind of glitter effect also, which all the other previous chapters in this series also have. ACC branding there also in silver. Moving on to the sole plate, it's white in color, which I was surprised about, to be honest. I think they could have gone with another color apart from white, but works well. And the studs are obviously Volt yellow in color. A little detail I didn't mention earlier, you can see a hint of silver on the laces. Those are also reflective. They look really cool. A little detail of the date on the back of the heel is absolutely amazing. Tech wise, guys, these boots are exactly the same as any previous colorway of the Superfly 5. It's a knitted upper, it's made out of fly knit and has a Nike skin covering going along the upper, which just holds it in place and just ensures that the knitted material obviously is able to stand getting wet and all of those kind of weather conditions. If you are looking for a lightweight boot, this is definitely something you would want to go for because it's really comfortable, one, and molds around your foot and would therefore give you that barefoot sensation when making contact with the ball. The Nike Speed Rib, and all it is a combination of raised areas and non-raised areas. The raised areas have a thickness of 2.5 millimeters, so it's still a really thin boot. However, this texturing just means that you are able to get a slightly more enhanced grip on the ball when the boot makes contact. You've obviously got ACC, all condition control, which will ensure that, you know, these boots perform in wet weather as well as they do in dry weather. And with the addition of fly wire running from the sole plate into the lacing system, you do get a sense of a lockdown sensation when you pull on the laces. So all in all, in terms of the upper, I think this boot is everything you would need in the modern game. You do get the one piece design, which is really cool. I obviously always like that because it just means nothing's moving around in terms of having, if you did have a tongue, for example. Moving on to the dynamic fit color, a few people feel like it, you know, it makes you play better or it will increase your performance. No, it doesn't. All it's there for is because, one, it's really trendy now to have like a color on your boot, and two, it does create a kind of seamless sensation once your foot goes within the actual boot itself. Ronaldo's own, by the way, if you didn't know, is actually usually a lot shorter than this, so it stops about there. The rest of us normal people, we do get a kind of taller color on our boots. The insole is fully removable and it's really cool. It's Volt yellow in color, as you can see there. You do get an aerial view of the Sporting Lisbon stadium, as you can see, and as well as that, number 11 showing that this is Ronaldo's 11th general release boot. You know, he's got quite a few boots. Obviously the date there, the 6th of August 2003, chapter 3, because this is the third chapter of the series. As I said, there will be 7, so we can expect another 4 from Nike, but all in all, it's pretty much a standard insole. Within the boot, you have a synthetic leather lining, and there is a decent amount of padding considering how light these boots are, which is really handy. An internal heel counter, ensuring that your heel area doesn't move around within the actual boot. Lastly, you've got the sole plate, which actually is probably the biggest difference between the Superfly 5s and the Superfly 4s. It's made from a single layer of plastic, meaning that it's really firm and really flexible in the right areas, and as well as that, it's anatomically made, so it's made for the human foot. Most boots have a flat sole plate, however for these, they have been made and shaped to the human foot. All in all, guys, I would say if you are looking for a lightweight boot, you know, that will offer that barefoot sensation and that is really thin, then this is definitely what you would want to go for. Let me know your thoughts. Are you a fan of the colors that Nike have used, the tech specs of these boots, in the comments below? What I'll do now is put them on feet for you guys to see how they look.
My dream, and I just want it. Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself?
So guys, here we are at the on feet of these bad boys, the Mercurial Superfly 5 in the CR7 chapter 3 discovery colorway. I will say these are really comfortable, guys. That's the first thing I will say. The sole plate, now as I said, it's anatomical, so it's shaped to the human foot, which is really cool and helps to ensure that your foot, you know, really sinks in to the bottom of the foot of the boot really well. They are retailing at Lavelle Soccer for £265. Obviously, you can use my discount code FTOTV10, which will get you 10% off. I have gone with my actual size because they fit better for me personally. The stud pattern, I didn't mention that earlier in the review. It's got triangular studs, which means that it's really aggressive and you will definitely get a lot of traction. The reflective dot graphic that you can see there is actually cool. I'm putting these boots on, I did see that, you know, reflection, and it looked amazing. But all in all, guys, I'm a fan of these boots. Really interested to know what you guys think. And to conclude, guys, I must say, out of the 3 that have been released in this Ronaldo story, the Savage Beauties, the Natural Diamonds, and then obviously these, the Discoveries, I personally prefer these the most look-wise. I think this reflective graphic that they've got going on the side is absolutely amazing and really nice add to this boot. Let me know your thoughts, what you think, but in terms of comfort, it doesn't get better than a pair of Superfly 5. So if you do want to go and purchase these, you can do so from the Level Soccer website. As I said, it will be in the description below, but give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and also if you haven't done, subscribe. Peace.